The hands of time seem to be moving much faster these days, and we're clearly gassed up and driving out of 2021. This is our penultimate Wednesday in the year, and while it may feel unbelievable, there isn't time to live in the past. We're heading on the road to get our driver's license and some quick lessons on changing a vehicle tire, in case we meet upon any unexpected occurrences during the journey into 2022. Hi, I'm Theodore Henry. Welcome to one more of your Wednesdays with Jamaica Magazine.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, December 22. 27,000 families who are not on state welfare are now benefiting from a $155 million COVID-19 cash assistance program. The previously announced payments started today, with beneficiaries receiving the first of two $8,500 cash transfers. The second payment will be made in January. The funds are courtesy of the Canadian government through the United Nations World Food Programme and are being administered by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security. The ministry is partnering with digital currency service provider WePay to give beneficiaries access to the money on their phones. At Tuesday's launch, Portfolio Minister Carl Samuda said the program would remove the need to travel long distances or stand in long lines to receive assistance. The new digital transfer system will be used by the ministry to disburse the $4 billion that's been set aside for various programs targeting the needy.
Now, it is impractical to believe that this can be done in the old traditional way. So we have to use, as part of the digital community, we have to use new techniques to get these benefits to the people who need them. It marks the commencement of what has to be a new strategy for dealing with the transfer of resources, especially to our most vulnerable. And so I look forward going to work with WePay.
The project in Jamaica is particularly innovative with the integration of the cash transfer through the partnership with WePay Jamaica. The integration of digital solutions has enhanced the management and the planning of the distribution program.
Residents and families in and around Manchester are now benefiting from a newly refurbished $80 million family court. The facility was officially handed over last Friday. Among other things, it boasts a technology-capable courtroom, a child-friendly space that offers privacy for minors and adequate counseling. As he handed over the facility, Justice Minister Delroy Chuck said the family court would better serve residents and families of Manchester.
This family court represents a very important part of how we deal with matters concerning the family. In truth, we should not really need family courts. But the reason we need family courts is because we have far too many dysfunctional families.
Minister Chuck says land has also been acquired to establish a new parish court in Manchester, and the ministry intends to begin the construction work in the next financial year. In November 2019, fire destroyed a section of the Manchester Family Court, which caused a temporary relocation of the facility. The National Housing Trust will be delivering 3,406 housing units and service lots in Manchester over the next 5 years. 1,406 housing solutions are currently being built in Perth Phase 2, with 2,000 set to get underway in Mount Nelson by 2023.
We are doing the best we can, moving as fast as we can to increase the capacity and deliver more housing so that you can get an opportunity.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the disclosure recently as he issued the keys to 30 two-bedroom units and titles for 82 serviced lots at Perth 1A Estate in Manchester. The two-bedroom houses were delivered at an average cost of $13.9 million, while the serviced lots cost $3.8 million each. Prime Minister Holness assured the new residents that the ongoing water challenges in the parish would be addressed shortly.
We have ordered a new pump which will be taking water from the pepper that's down the hill there to pump it up Spur Tree into the town and to supply the parish generally. The pump is a specialized pump. It takes 1 year to build. So the order is in, it is now being built, and we are very hopeful that early next year we could have the pump. Very hopeful.
The island will soon get a second free-to-air 24-hour television channel dedicated to educating the nation's children. That's thanks to a $20 million grant from the Universal Service Fund to the Public Broadcasting Corporation of Jamaica, PBCJ. The funds will go towards the corporation's acquisition of equipment to set up PBCJ1, a channel that will target content to students at all levels of the education system. Education Minister Favour Williams says the new channel will have many benefits.
This arrangement goes beyond the challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. This will enable our creative producers of content to develop material that is culturally relevant to our Jamaican students at the early childhood, primary, secondary, and I dare say tertiary level as well. As you know, modern technology has transformed the way students learn and interact with their environment, and this is another opportunity to help our students perform at their best.
I'm encouraging parents that when this channel is fully operational, to sit with your children, encourage them to follow the classes online and on your television and catch up with the curriculum and the information and learning that they would have lost during the almost 2 years out of school.
And finally, the Universal Service Fund, USF, is on track to establish 189 additional community Wi-Fi hotspots island-wide by the end of the current fiscal year on March 31, 2022. This is in addition to the installation of Wi-Fi hotspots at 13 high-traffic locations, among them Hope Bay in Portland, which received service on December 16. In making the disclosure, Technology Minister Darrell Vaz says Wi-Fi hotspots are to be established in the 63 constituencies and forms part of the state's push towards becoming a digital society.
As a ministry, we are using ICTs to create a digital government, make internet connectivity more easily accessible, and advance Jamaica's ambition to become a technologically enabled society.
Already, work has begun on expanding the national fiber optic and microwave infrastructure to connect schools and public sector entities. All parish courts and municipal corporations are connected to the microwave infrastructure with 100 government entities, including schools using GovNet. A Spectrum e-licensing system is in place to provide greater accessibility to Spectrum services. And technological devices have been provided to students and teachers at all levels of the education system. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Motorists, when driving on the road, here are some simple reminders. Look out for and extend courtesy to all road users. Give plenty of room to pedestrians, especially in wet weather. Drive slowly. No bother wet them up. Slow down when approaching a pedestrian crossing or school, and always be prepared to stop. Remember, a school zone is a 30-kilometer zone. Cut your speed. Drivers of large and slow-moving vehicles should always keep in the far left hand of a dual carriageway. Keep it simple. Drive left and pass right. These are just simple reminders of your road duties. Drive safely.
Your journey on the road just by yourself starts with your official paper in hand, and that's your driver's license. And the steps to getting there can be a smooth one. Here's the Island Traffic Authority taking you through the steps of securing your very own driver's license.
So, you've acquired your provisional or learner's driver's license. And the next step is getting the real deal. Well, the process for getting each is a bit different, but nonetheless very achievable.
Now, the fundamental difference between the provisional and the driver's license now is that with the driver's license you can drive by yourself, but with the provisional, an instructor have to be there with you. Must be there with you at all times. Somebody who have a driver's license must be with you. So once you acquire the driver's license now, you can drive on your own.
But before we go in to get this piece of document, we must have an idea of the type of license that we're applying for. Here in Jamaica, there are 3 categories available: a motorcycle license, a private license for motor cars only, and a general license, which is for any vehicle including motorcycles and public passenger vehicles. Now it's time to head to an Island Traffic Authority depot. But don't leave these important documents: a completed driver's license application form, signed by a justice of the peace or a notary public, the examination fee receipt, your provisional driver's license or learner's permit, and 3 passport-size photographs, also signed by a JP or notary public.
First step we need to do is that we must be successful in the road code test, and we must acquire the provisional driver's license. Now, when you would have gone to your instructor, right? Your instructor would then decide when you are ready to go and do the test. You should prepare yourself for 3 things: the written test, the yard test, and the road test. You need to know how to navigate that motor vehicle, right, safely without hitting down anyone. So you need to be in control of the vehicle, right? Know when to brake, know when to gas, know when to turn, etc. Ensure that you know your road code, right? Know your road signs, know your road markings, know the responsibility of drivers, know the responsibility of other road users. Understand what the road marking signs means, the white line means, and know what they mean, and obey them. So those things are very critical, right? So once you know these things, right, then you're ready to do the written test. The written test have to do with driving questions, driving issues.
It's mandatory for all applicants to complete this written test. Individuals are required to read a sentence, then complete the written test where the knowledge of vehicle mechanics will be tested for general license applicants.
And after you have passed the written test, then we take it to the yard test.
During the yard test, applicants' ability to start on a gradient or hill, parallel park, and reverse will be assessed.
So there, so now you learn hill start. Your instructor should teach you hill start, how to start on the hill, so you don't run back and create mayhem and crashing people behind you. So again, controlling the vehicle, very critical, right? So once you have done the hill start, you do the yard test, how you navigate the navigate on the road network. Just as how you would have to navigate out there in the real world. So we put you in that control. It's a control environment, right? So we carry you through that navigatory process. Once you have exercised that safely, right, that is good. Another component of it is that we need to see a reversing skills. We want to see that reversing skill being executed, and we want it to be done safely without creating any imbalances in the traffic environment. Once you have completed the yard test, the yard operations, yes, then we can take you out to the road. Because you'd have proven to us that we must take you out to the road, right? Now once we have taken you out to the road now, we give you some instructions, and the instructions should be followed, right? And you are assessed again. Once you have passed all 3 components, then a certificate of competence will be issued with respect to you. Now that certificate of competence now would then be used as the instrument that would allow you to access the technology of a driver's license, right? And the tax office now would be the ones that would issue you with that card, allowing you to drive for that period of time. If you have not executed the components properly, you will then be required to come back, right, to do the components that you have failed, right? So those things would have been documented, what you pass, and whatever you fail, you will be required to come back and do it.
And there you have it, the Island Traffic Authority's simple steps to help you achieve your very own driver's license.
Now we're ready to press gas, but have you checked your tires? Does any require changing? Wait, do you even know how to? And does it all feel like too much of a technical task for you? There's no such thing. Get the answers in this next feature.
I have absolutely no idea what this is or what it's even used for. But today on AutoSpot, I'm going to be learning all about tires, and who knows, I might even end up changing one myself.
A tire is a ring-shaped component that surrounds the rim, which helps to cushion the road feel and offer traction and stability of the vehicle. You have all-purpose tires, which can use in all terrain. You have wet tires. For wet tires, it's for like wet road condition. You can't use a dry tire in the wet season. You get slippage. For the tire to be completely functional, you need the rim, you need air to be inflated in the tire to get it to the correct air pressure so that it's suitable for road condition. A cold tire is when the temperature inside the tire is reduced to like normal road temperature. At that time is the correct time to check the air pressure within the tire to give you an accurate reading. For the hot tires now is when you're driving on the road for a long duration of time and the heat inside the tire builds up and increases the pressure inside the tire. Tire inflation is the pressure inside the tire, which can be in kilopascal, bars, or PSI. There's an instrument called the tire pressure gauge, which I have here with me, used to take the tire pressure. I can demonstrate for you. First, we'll have to remove the dust cap from off the tire, place the tire pressure gauge on the tire valve, and it automatically push out the tire pressure gauge and give you the correct reading.
The driver still needs to play a big role in the safety of the vehicle on the road. Now, we see a lot of vehicles coming into our premises at our body shop, and we see a lot of accidents that could have been easily prevented. People texting, people not paying due care and attention when they're on the road. Now, Jamaica had over 370 odd deaths last year on the road. There's a big target to get it under 300 this year, and that can easily be achievable if people just pay a bit more care and attention when they're driving on the road.
The tyre normally has a manufacture date on the side. From that date in which the tyre was produced, you can know when the tyre needs to be changed. Within 4 to 6 years of the manufacture date, the tyre is due for replacement.
But what if I'm on the road and I have a flat tire, what do I do?
Okay, the first step is to park the vehicle in a secure location, flat surface. Pull up the emergency handbrake, ensure that the vehicle don't run back or anything. Then you gather your tools, including a jack, lug tool for the job. Alright. Here you have the lug. You're gonna place the lug tool on that, ensure that the correct lug tool is fit perfectly, and you push it down in the anti-clockwise position.
Okay.
And you do that for all 5 lugs.
Okay, and it's usually 5 lugs?
No, some vehicles carry 4, some carry 5, some carry 6. But for this application, it's 5.
Okay. So what else do you do after that?
After you remove your lugs, you remove the complete wheel and you have it all for yourself. Then you go for your spare and place it back on here and screw on back. You tighten back your lugs.
Alright, so this is what you use to tighten it back?
Yeah, this is the lug tool.
So you're going in the other direction?
Yeah, clockwise turning. And you always tighten diagonal. Right, you tighten in a clockwise direction.
So which one? Which one you tighten first?
It can be anyone, but you have to tighten in diagonal. This, then this, and this. Yeah. Cross and cross. So the tire go on, the wheel go on even. And then let down the vehicle, and then you finally torque the lugs to make sure that they are correctly tight.
Where do we usually find the spare tires?
Alright, depending on the vehicle type, sometimes the spare is under the vehicle, and the back of the trunk, or inside the trunk.
So it's not as simple as it seems, but it's clearly doable. It's all in a day's work, well, at least for a newbie like me. But really it should take about 10 to 15 minutes to change. I can promise you there's so much value in learning to get the job done. I certainly feel accomplished.
STEM programs propel the movement of our transportation system in addition to a myriad of things that make the course of life run as smooth as it does or as smooth as is possible. Our young Jamaicans continue to tap into the industry and are doing big things. Meet a few of them at what they call their STEAM house.
Science, technology, engineering and mathematics, STEM, a supportive trunk of our island's national standards curriculum, which is strong enough to propel the growth of branches, fueling a better Jamaica. And as if that wasn't enough, our government's creativity expanded to mold the direction of STEM to create STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts and mathematics. Right now, I'm about to meet head STEAM maker at the STEAM House, Godiva Golding, to learn about how her initiative is helping government prepare young minds for life beyond the classroom and beyond the curriculum.
STEAM House is a learning hub for science, technology, engineering, art, and math, more commonly known as STEAM. We teach integrated approaches to robotics and coding that allow students to actually solve real-world problems. So we do this through, again, coding and robotics education and taking them through the process of exploring, imagining, and then making. At the end of STEAM House programs, you will always end up with some sort of end product, whether that be a game, be a prototype, or some web app that you can share with your family and friends. And we center all of this around project-based learning, because project-based learning is what is going to help students to build their problem-solving skills, critical thinking skills, and also help them to channel their creativity.
So I know you might be wondering, why was STEAM House created and what is the target audience? Here's the answer.
So STEAM House was created with the vision of preparing students for this digital world that is increasingly about artificial intelligence, about technologies, about data, is about computers. And how I first got my start is being introduced as an electronics major at the University of the West Indies. And so having gone through that experience, learning for the first time about coding and all these fine things at 21, 18 years old, thereabout, I thought it would be really good if we could have students as early as 7 actually learn some of these skills now. Because if they learn it at 7, by the time they get to 18 and 21, they're better able to actually actively participate in this world that is increasingly about AI and self-driving cars and all the fun things that we're going to be able to do with the internet. You have heard about coding because you're right here with us today. Who would like to raise their hand and tell me what coding is or what they think coding is? So there are a number of ways that we engage students in our programming. One way is our Block to Basics flagship course, which is a 2-month introduction to coding for children. The second way is through our summer camps, as well as ongoing STEAM camps that students can opt into, as well as our STEAM Maker Club. And the final thing, for especially foundations and organizations who are looking to build the skill set in their community, we have our Tinker workshops. So this is actually one of those workshops that students will be able to come in, have a hands-on experience with electronics, with coding, and build something that solves a problem in their community.
As you heard earlier, STEAM Maker has many programs that cater to the unique needs of its participants. Right now, we're witnessing firsthand the STEAM Maker Hour, done in collaboration with the Jamaica Library Service.
So this initiative, which is done with the St. Catherine Parish Library Network, is one hour per week coding course that students can actually take. And this is free of charge. But we do have paid programs that students can opt into that go and teach them the basics of not just coding and robotics, but also helps them to go really deep in building their problem-solving skills, because we take them through an entire process of starting out with an idea and having that idea turn into reality. We have had students who come through our programs who have built games to cheer you up during COVID. They've been games that help students to learn math. They've built games that, fire rocket ships. They've built remade Mario games. They've built things like motion-activated hand sanitizers, sort of like the ones that we see now in the supermarkets when we go in.
We're really very excited about this initiative at the library. Coding fuels the digital age, and it also encourages critical thinking. And that is one of the main aims that we have here at the library, along with the other programs and services that we have that include online learning and also online research.
I like this program because it's very educational and very fun to do, and it helps a lot. I've learned about coding. I've done coding with animations and cartoons. It's very fun to do, and it shows you movements, and you can also project it in robots and other things like that.
As you can see, this intricate and purposeful entanglement of the sciences and arts is helping to create more multifunctioning and creative minds. STEAM is no longer just vapor from heated water. It's science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, a requisite tool in today's highly technological and multifunctioning world.
Every Jamaican child in this day and age deserves access to these skills, access to sort of platform, the tools, the resources, and the tutors who will help to facilitate their journey through coding, through robotics, through this vehicle of problem solving and critical thinking skills. So parents who are interested in our programs can always visit our website at steamhouse.io, or they can visit us on Instagram, and we are steamhouse.io. With this, we start as early as 7 and we go as far as grade 9, and even beyond that for students who are interested in robotics coaching for respective robotics competition that have especially popped up in Jamaica over the past 2 years.
So, if you're looking for an activity that teaches your child the soft and technical skills they need to be creators in the 21st century, why not try coding? Trust me, the possibilities are endless.
I hope we achieved today's target of teaching you something to make today and tomorrow a much better day and space for you. We never stop sharing information, and that is why, in addition to coming to your screen 7 days a week, we constantly upload news and features on our YouTube channel. We also try to keep you engaged on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages and on our website, so when you can stop by, please do so. From all of us here at the JIS, I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching. See you soon.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.